Hello guys, it is me again, it's HorrorFan34, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to day 17 of my 31 Days of Horror Challenge in October. Now that we are on day 17, I figured I'd review a film that's probably one of the more unknown horror films, probably the most unknown, or one of the most unknown horror films I'll be reviewing for this marathon. Figure I switch it up. I do a couple of kind of like ones that people don't even know about, or things like that. And this is one of them I figured I'd talk about for you guys. I don't want to spoil it too much though, without going deep into the details. But it's a film called He Knows You're Alone, which of course you can tell this is a DVD-R that I got from from the VHS to a DVD at Monster Mania many years ago. Because I know the DVD of this is really out of print, goes for a lot of money. But He Knows You're Alone was a film that was released in 1980. You have people in the film like Don Scardino, Caitlin O'Heaney, Elizabeth Kemp is in the film as well. And this is actually the very first film Tom Hanks acted in. Tom Hanks has a really small role in this film. This big feature film debut, Tom Hanks. So, and there's a couple of other recognizable people in the cast as well. You have Paul Gleason as a detective. Paul Gleason was the principal in The Breakfast Club. He had a small role in Die Hard as one of the cops. He's in this film. You also have Dana Barron, who was Audrey Griswold in National Lampoon's Vacation. She has a small role in this. So there's a couple people in the cast that are pretty recognizable. And in a way, when you look at this film, it's really an exact clone of Halloween, because this film was released 2 years after the original Halloween, because the basic idea is that in this film is about a bride-to-be who's being stalked by this killer who only kills bride-to-bees and things like that. So in a way, it's like a stalkerish, slasher movie, a la Halloween. Copies almost the same exact formula as Halloween. Basically, even you have one scene where this girl, in the scene in the original Halloween where Michael Myers is standing out and just staring at the window, and then the girl turns around and she looks back and Michael Myers is gone. Same thing with this film, the same exact kind of shot where you see the killer and the girl looks away and she turns back around and he's gone. But in this one, the killer doesn't have a mask. He doesn't have a mask like Michael Myers, things like that. I think this is a pretty decent movie. I think it is a pretty decent movie. I do think it's, like I said, it's a decent flick. There's a couple flaws I do have though with the movie. Mainly the main two, or maybe the main two. The main two flaws I have with the film is that really when you see the killer's motto, he kills bride-to-bees, but he kills people that are not even bride-to-bees. He kills a couple guys and things like that, and he kills a couple women that are not even bride-to-bees. So it's kind of they don't really stick to that motto in a way, where he only kills bride-to-bees because he's stalking a soon-to-be bride. And on top of that too, the other flaw I have with the film is the ending. I thought the ending was really stupid, really just lame. It just kind of made me face palm. Really, that's the ending they went with, just. But other than those two flaws though, I think everything else works pretty good. I didn't mind the actors in the film. I thought they did pretty good. It's a pretty creepy idea about a bride-to-be being stalked by a killer. It was really cool to see Tom Hanks' feature film debut. Basically, Tom Hanks just plays this guy who's a college student for psychology, and he's only in it for a couple scenes. There's a scene where one of the main girls is jogging through the woods and she runs into Tom Hanks, and they talk a little bit. And then the last thing you see Tom Hanks in is that they're at a carnival and they're waiting in line and they're just talking with Tom Hanks. And I know originally in the original script that Tom Hanks was supposed to be killed off by the killer, but he was liked so much on set by like the director and things like that, they basically cut out his death from the original script and they kept him in the movie, which I'm glad for, because I think Tom Hanks did a pretty solid job, even though he has a really small, brief role. The little he's given, I think he's pretty good. It's just cool to see Tom Hanks in a horror film, a slasher movie, like it is for his feature film debut. And I'm a big fan of Tom Hanks. The Burbs, Big, Splash, of course the Toy Story films, and things like that. I mean, Tom Hanks has been in a lot of really good stuff. Forrest Gump, Castaway, just countless other movies. I really do enjoy Tom Hanks as an actor. And it was also really cool to see people like Paul Gleason from The Breakfast Club and Die Hard. It was really cool to see Dana Barron from National Lampoon's Vacation, who was Audrey Griswold. I think it's directed very solidly by, I want to get the director's name, Armand Mastroianni. I think that's how you say his name. And on top of that too, at the beginning of the film, I think Kevin Williamson had a big inspiration with this movie from the beginning of Scream 2, because in the beginning of the movie, it's like people watching, it's a movie within a movie. You see like this movie trailer playing, and in the trailer you actually have this guy played by Russell Todd. If you remember Russell Todd, he was in Chopping Mall, and he was also the guy in Friday the 13th Part 2, who's the one that gets caught in the rope trap and he gets hung upside down and he gets his throat slit. That's Russell Todd. And basically, you know, it's with a movie within a movie. You see like these people watching this trailer in the movie theater, and apparently Kevin Williamson got the idea from this movie to do the beginning of Scream 2 with, I believe, Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett, or Jade as she was known as at the time, before she was married to Will Smith. But He Knows You're Alone, I think it's a really solid 80s horror film from 1980. It's almost like it is an exact clone of Halloween, because you have like a stalker stalking this woman. But it does have a couple flaws. Like I said, the ending was really stupid and lame. I didn't care for the way it all wrapped up. And the MO of the killer, you know, they don't really stick to it, which is kind of strange. But still, I think it has a solid music score. It was cool to see like all these actors in it, like Tom Hanks, Paul Gleason, Dana Barron, Russell Todd. It was really cool to see like those actors that are pretty recognizable. I think it has a pretty solid atmosphere, and directed very solidly by this director. I think He Knows You're Alone's a pretty decent movie, but I wouldn't say it's as good as Halloween though. So that is pretty much it for my review for He Knows You're Alone. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. You guys take care.